going to be the ADC Varus Gala. It's going to be RNG versus TES. It's going to be Gala versus Jackie Love in bottom lane. We're going to take a look at his lane phase against the Kai'Sa. Again, we do have a bit of a range advantage against Kai'Sa. We have the Braum, and the opponent team has the Rakan. It is going to be Diana jungle, and it does seem as though Diana jungle will be starting bottom side, so we do want to be aware of that. It seems like Volibear is going to be bottom side at 315, and so it doesn't look like we're going to have any aggression early on in the river, considering both junglers are going to be clearing to the opposite sides, and so, you know, we can play the lane in certain ways where we can play a little bit slower because we're not really asked to be in river. We can kind of play the lane a little bit more slower or defensively. And so, yeah. Okay then. So, what we, again, this is stuff that I always talk about when I coach AD carry. You can always pull the wave. And if you do pull the wave, considering that both champions, or if you either have even or you have better wave clear, then you can retain the wave in this location if pulled, and then obviously the next incoming waves will return into you in accordance, and you know, you can play the lane a little bit more defensively. This is a very good opening at 315, especially considering Diana's going to be top hand side, and this is the same time when Volibear is going to also be bot hand side, and so playing the lane defensively early on and not having priority is completely fine. Okay. I know there's stuff in chat. I apologize, I cannot read out answers in chat yet. I'm just gonna get over this video first, and then, you know, we will answer like anything in chat. So anyways, going back to the video here, RNG Gala here goes ahead and attacks the backline minion first, and this is just because if we're able to kill the backline off a little bit faster than the front line, then what ends up happening is we're able to actually chase down the opponent laners a lot easier given our level 2 lead. Obviously, this is a professional match, and the other side, they are very capable players, and so they're obviously going to just forfeit if the level 2 is conceded by either side. And so making sure we're able to retain the lane inside of this sweet spot here, if we're not looking to pull it early on, is always going to be a good thing. So yeah, these are just things that, just small nuances that are happening in the lane right now. Again, we do have first action in lane. We are well aware of the fact that it is TES leashing for the Diana down into bottom side here. And again, Gala can do something very interesting. I think Gala here is actually playing this a little bit, he's not playing it terribly. Now, I'm not entirely sure how much advantage Varus has over range, but I think that Varus could actually, well, Varus can't auto because he would proc aggro here, but he could stand over here, or even now he could stand here, and all we're going to see happening is we're going to see him try to throw out his E because there is no response for Kai'Sa. And so one thing Gala could do is he could walk up to the north-hand side here inside of the lane, break up a little bit north, and then try to look for the E immediately onto Kai'Sa, because then that's going to force her down to the south-hand side, which then is going to be met with a Braum. And what that's going to happen is it's going to give her less incentive to actually attack the minions here. It's going to make the wave a little bit easier for us. It's going to make it a little bit harder for us. And exactly as we discussed did happen, we did notice that Gala moved in, tried to find the E, didn't see it unfortunately, but a better way had he could have done this is, instead of breaking north, playing south, just break north, stand here, move up, and then E, and there's no way that Kai'Sa can ever move in, because then the only way Kai'Sa can actually approach this lane is through the bottom side, which again is not going to be very beneficial for her, considering the proximity of the blue minions. Okay. And here we end up getting a free stack, quite happy. And now here, pretty standard stuff. We're just going to auto attack Jackie Love here. Now, auto attack comes out. We're not going to chase. We don't want to proc any minion aggression overall. We do want to also consider we will also be conservative of our mana pool. And so the auto comes out. Kai'Sa can't really do much here, and I think Jackie actually kind of, what could Jackie Love do here really? Not much, unfortunately. There's literally nothing he can do. The only way he can really, well, actually there is much he can do. He instead of auto attacking the Varus here, I think it's completely fine for him to just stand here and just auto-attack this minion here, instead of doing this. So a bit of a micro error from the Kai'Sa here. And just to recap, this is a micro error. You just stand down to the south-hand side of the lane, auto-attack this minion. There's no reason to walk into the Varus here. And so it's just a little weird that we do this, but you know, he does it anyway. And obviously Jackie Love realizes that he's a little bit behind in the HP department. Responds with an auto attack, but again, doesn't really matter. It's not very good play by the Kai'Sa here, but it's okay. Now here, as we can see, Gala continuing to just assert his dominance in the lane, understands that he has a lead inside of the lane, and he's just waiting now for his E cooldown to come up, moving up to the north-hand side and making sure that we can attack Kai'Sa when she obviously goes in for the minions here and then for the minions over here. Okay? And obviously right now, neither Braum or Rakan have come online yet, considering it's just level 1, and so the only thing that Braum or Rakan could do is perhaps give stacks to their AD carries, but that's only relevant if the ADC on the opposing side doesn't actually auto them, and perhaps maybe we can trade Guardian for a stack, but yeah, that all depends on what the Rakan wants to do. And again, as we discussed, same thing happening here. You know, Gala's like ready. He's breaking up north hand side here, and he's like like ready to jump on Jackie. Right? He is not giving any room for this Kai'Sa to actually play the lane. Kai'Sa should just be playing the lane south here. Instead, she plays it north. And again, JackeyLove just forced to play in a very awkward, suffocated position, very claustrophobic just angle for the Kai'Sa here. And what we're doing is we're auto-attacking, E-auto-attack when Kai'Sa obviously just jumps in for this minion here. And now we have a number of things we can do, right? Because we've acknowledged that we have a lead and there is a surplus of blue minions here, and we see that the next incoming wave is arriving here, we could actually, hold on, I might be kind of an idiot. I have to see what this next wave is. Yeah, it's canon, okay. I'm like losing my track on the wave for some reason. I don't know why, it's 211 here. But going back to this, hold on, let's just talk about this one more time. So yeah, going back to what I was saying. Because there's a surplus of blue minions here, we see the next wave incoming, right? We know it's a cannon wave. We can easily end up eating all of these reds, and we can crash, well, not immediately. We can slow the push down, crash on 3, and then reset. This is a standard cheater recall that TES in this case can't actually respond onto because of the surplus of the blue minions here. Then what ends up happening here is we can have wave 4 and wave 5 return into our angle of the lane, and this is completely fine to do because we don't need control of the lane on wave 4 or wave 5. And the reason for this is because we know that Diana ended up moving from the bottom hand side of the map to the top hand side of the map, and that the 315 crab is going to be played on top side for TES, and 315 crab is going to be played on the bottom side for RNG in this case. And so having lane control within these timers doesn't really grant anything. In fact, not having lane control, or not necessarily the push in the lane, is actually better, because now that forces TES to actually ward here, and that actually opens the Volibear to then come down and possibly get a gank off. Okay, Guardian comes out, and then we obviously get the... We're just winning trades. I mean, it's Varus lane. Come on, I mean, this champion is just, you know, just so good. And then we auto-attack the backline minion here. Let's see what Gala does. I don't think that RNG has a history of using cheater recalls properly, so I don't think they're actually going to cheater recall, even though they should. And as you can see, this is a bit of a misplay by the... right, like right here, for example. JackeyLove is just, unfortunately, just not able to do anything, you know? Like, right here, Jackie is going for this last tier. Varus immediately goes in, uses his auto-attack, E, and nothing that Kai'Sa can really do. She does respond with a Q, but again, right, we don't care about our HP, because right now, as RNG, it doesn't matter if this trade ever gets taken place. In fact, the fact that this trade actually gets taken place is, even if RNG loses this trade, it's actually in favor of RNG, because we don't want to stay in this lane right now. Our HP and our mana is just a temporary resource that we're going to end up using off of the recall that we're about to get. So if we end up skewing HP down on Kai'Sa now, she's not going to find a recall. Because what's going to happen? Well, 4 is going to return into us, 5 is going to return into us. The only recall she has now is on 6, but we're not going to let her just do that, right? So this is all pretty good. RNG is in the lead right now. Again, oh, I thought we were going to get an auto off here. I guess not. What does RNG do here? Yeah, see, now, this doesn't really mean anything. This is all pointless. You don't have to go in for this trade. You don't have to look in for this. This is irrelevant. What we should do is just take these minions, crash, reset. We don't lose anything. We have the wave coming into us. This is a standard cheater, and we don't attempt to do it. And this is something that I expected, because I've watched like a few of these videos now, and RNG's bot lane seems to have a consistent history of not taking the cheater recall when they can. They also have a consistent history of not immediately pulling the lane, and playing just a very standard 2v2 bottom, which I'm not really in favor of, but it is what it is. And now here again, Gala is forced to now shove the 4th wave, but again, we're just giving Jackie the wave here, and there's nothing he can really do. And again, we're not going to really talk about the trades here, because the trades are pretty basic, you know. The second we can trade, we go in for an auto, there's no response that Kai'Sa can have against us. And now again, I mean, we can still take the recall off, that's the funny part, we can still take the reset, but it just doesn't matter. And again, you can see that Crab gets taken on the bottom hand side of the map. And now, it's really weird, because it's like this lane state could have looked a lot better for us. We had the lead, but now the lane's reset, and now it's like kind of whatever. It's not really that, you know? It's just really strange as to why we do this. Braum ends up moving down to the bottom hand side of the map. I don't entirely know why he does this. I think this is extremely weird. He's actually just losing XP in this lane here. And the reason I'm saying he's losing XP is because we already know what route Diana's going to take. I don't know why we need to get the ward off immediately. I guess there's reasoning for it, because obviously we're going to see the enemy jungler be spotted on this ward very soon, at around 4:30, but I'm of the opinion that we actually don't need to ward, because we already know where Diana should just be. And so what ends up happening is this ward is now just used as like a ward to like secure like some knowledge that we already are aware of. And so it's a little bit weird, but it is what it is. And now at this point in the lane, as wave 4 and 5 are, you know, returning into the play here, we just want to make sure we're finding lane states that don't align with Diana's routes, right? So here, obviously we have the wave just coming into us. We have to forfeit the lane here temporarily because of the fact that Braum isn't in lane. And now, yeah, we're just kind of chilling. Really nothing else to do. And again, same thing, right? Where Gala here can't do what he wants to do, which is abuse his range against the Kai'Sa. If Gala had taken the reset, he would be in lane right now with the call, possibly with the component, full mana, full HP, which means that now he can then use these to then break North pocket again and then try to attack Jackie as he goes in. But now what Jackie Love would do here is now he's okay to take trades against Gala, because then we would be playing into the Varus mana pool here. Right. I mean, Varus is a pretty insane like it's very hard to, he has a lot of mana costs, so you have to be aware of these. Right, so the way Varus becomes useless here is you just play against Varus's mana. I mean, again, this is very poor positioning by TES when it comes to the lane state. They're forced to leave the lane. And again, like, you're gonna see like this weird like aggression, right, randomly coming out from RNG side, but this is just a byproduct of them letting them know that, hey, our Volibear's here, you can't push this wave in, you're screwed inside of the lane right now, you're never gonna get a crash on this wave, we're gonna freeze this wave in here, you're literally screwed, and you have to forfeit. If Jackie Love and the Rakan here opt to try to crash this wave, they are literally dead. They're just dead. It's like even with Flash, I think they just die here. So what this is doing right now is they're just letting them know that, hey, we have a freeze, you can't do anything, and this is our lane. And now all we're doing is we're just keeping a soft freeze. Well, not even a soft freeze, it's actually a pretty good freeze. Someone in chat just said Diana was ganking topside, so this word Braum has said is not that bad. Oh! I just missed this. You were right. Yeah, okay, well, thanks for the correction. Someone in chat just corrected me. I actually didn't notice Diana just ganked bottom lane, or topside here. Okay, so going back to the thing that I mentioned where Braum was getting the ward down, it's actually okay. It's actually fine. I'm glad we cleared that out. Anyways, going back to the lane here. Right, and this is just to let the lane know, like, this is just to let TS know, like, you cannot play this lane right now. This is our lane, we have the freeze. Diana's never gonna find a lane state. This is a really strong freeze we have in here with the cannon, added on with the 3 casters, especially with the fact that these 2 minions are extremely low. So now what's gonna happen is now RNG has a very good minion wave for 7, and then a very good wave state for 8. So now one thing Gala could actually get away with is they could acknowledge the fact that the enemy bot lane has to take the reset here, and then they could even reset themselves, which means that now Gala will return back to lane with an item advantage, and now the lane will still be played in the sweet spot, while Diana's routes are going to be bottom side of the map here, which means that there's no way that RNG will ever get ganked. This then allows Volibear to then move up like this and try to attack Diana's Raptor camp, because that's the same time when what's going to happen is Diana may come down to possibly crash the wave, which then completely puts her off tempo, because now we have complete control of the left-hand side jungle here, which is really bad for now RNG's, or very good for RNG really, because we have Orianna into Sylas, who can just consistently throw in pressure, and then obviously the top lane matchup, it's Lee Sin into Set. I actually don't know if Lee Sin can, I actually don't know how Lee Sin will play this out, but you know, however he does, it doesn't matter, because we have Orianna as a main component to control any like top hand side fights. So again, as you can see here, Diana shows up, right? Diana shows up, and if we take a reset here, and we've acknowledged that bot has also reset here, and we return to a lane state like this, then it is just so over for RNG. And if the lane state continues to be retained in like this sweet spot here for RNG, this is the same time when the jungler, Volibear in this case, can just clear it down if he doesn't choose to play for the Raptor camp up in top lane. Yeah, so you see that Braum is looking for the reset. RNG, Gala decides to stay here, or I guess not. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, if it were up to me, I don't agree with a lot of the wave manipulation things that maneuvers that RNG is actually doing in this lane here, but it's not the end of the world, because at the end of the day, we're looking at what they're planning to do, and we're trying to see if what they're doing is optimal versus if it's not optimal. In my opinion, they should have just done the cheater. They just do the cheater, none of this happens, right? Unfortunately, they end up folding. They end up giving the wave to the Kai'Sa here, which isn't even that bad, because Kai'Sa just came off of a recall, actually. This is quite bad. Yeah, I mean, this is just not good. It should just never be in a state like this, but it is what it is. I mean, yeah, that's what happened. Unfortunately, we can't change the reality. And so we should have been able to, in my opinion, again, pull wave 1, know that there's no need for any control of the lane on like wave 4 and 5, acknowledge how ahead you are because of the jungle start, and then I would not give him the lane like they did earlier. So obviously this accompanied with some of the micro errors that, you know, they had been making. This is what will push these players to you know, find more success within their careers. And obviously Jackie Love just really flipping, just burger tossing the lane off of some of his micro, you know, some of those micro movements. But I mean, that's just a whole nother story for another day. And it seems like Braum ends up taking the, oh no, this is just, oh no. Yeah, so Braum ends up taking the roam up in top lane. And this is like a classical, I'm gonna get dove, why are you putting me behind? Like, what is this? I mean, like, Gala can't even play the lane right now. I mean, they are just giving him the season 5 top lane, you know, or the season 6, season 5, I don't know what season it was entirely, top lane treatment, where he is just not farming tonight. So unfortunately missing a cannon, I think, there in that wave as well, which we're just gonna ignore, because it seems like Orianna is going to make a really failed attempt at an ultimate play. Yeah, that was really weird, but I don't know. Anyways, none of this is correct, but it is what it is. Anyways, that is it for the Gala VOD. I'm gonna cover, I will upload this on YouTube, and I'll cover the rest of the videos on the next incoming like days. Because this will be on YouTube, just want to quickly throw out an announcement that I am doing free of charge 10-minute VOD reviews for Twitch viewers. So if you are interested in that, it's 10 minutes. You come into my stream, you link me something that you have uploaded on YouTube, preferably with your mouse movements, and then we will go over for 10 minutes what you need to work on, so we can, you know, analyze your own gameplay. It's the same thing for junglers. It's like I watched like the first 10 minutes. You know, it's the same thing. And that is it. And I'll be consistently posting VODs. So yeah. Anyways, that's it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys next time.